Chosen one, pause and breathe. This is not just another message passing across your screen. This is a divine appointment written in the unseen scrolls of heaven. You were meant to encounter this word today. The universe has not conspired against you. It has conspired to align you. Heaven has halted your distractions because the voice of God is pursuing you with intention. You have felt the tremors deep within your soul, that sacred unease that whispers, "There is more." You've tried to silence it with routine, with noise, with the weight of survival, but it keeps calling you back to purpose. You are not here by mistake. God has marked you for something that cannot be canceled by circumstance or opposition. The shaking you feel is heaven demanding your attention. Chosen one, you've endured battles others could not survive. You've stood in storms that would have destroyed the ordinary. Yet here you are, still breathing, still believing, still reaching for something beyond sight. That is proof that grace has never left you. Every wound you carry is evidence of survival. Every scar is a signature of heaven saying, "You made it because I need you." Listen carefully. God has interrupted your flow today because He is tired of being ignored. He has been speaking through signs, through dreams, through closed doors and opened ones. You called them coincidences, but heaven calls them confirmations. Every delay was a divine detour, steering you away from destruction and into destiny. You didn't lose time, you were being refined for the right time. The world has tried to convince you that you are forgotten, but heaven is shouting your name. You are not overlooked, you are preserved. The silence of God was never His absence, it was His strategy. He hides His chosen until the moment the world needs their light. And that moment, chosen one, is now. The ancient words written in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6, declare, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified, for the Lord your God goes with you always." That is the heart of heaven speaking to you now. You are not walking alone. Every step you have taken through confusion, every tear you have shed in the night, heaven has been beside you. The presence of God has not departed, it has deepened. It was never about God proving Himself to you, it was about awakening what He placed inside you. There are moments when God steps back, not in rejection, but in revelation. He allows silence so that your spirit learns to hear the whisper that moves mountains. Every unanswered prayer, every season of stillness, was Him shaping you into a vessel that carries divine clarity. You may not understand the process, but heaven understands the promise. What feels like delay is divine timing being perfected. What feels like loss is preparation for overflow. God has not forgotten you. He has been framing your destiny behind the veil of waiting. Chosen one, your calling is not small. That's why the warfare has been great. The enemy doesn't attack what doesn't threaten him. The heaviness you feel isn't weakness, it's the weight of purpose. Heaven trusts you with this burden because you carry divine resilience. You may bend, but you will not break. You may stumble, but you will not fall away. This is your wake-up call. Don't scroll away and pretend you didn't hear it. Heaven is not suggesting, it is summoning. You've prayed for clarity, this is it. You've asked for a sign, this is it. The Spirit of God is saying, do not ignore me again. There are seasons when delay equals disobedience, and you are standing on the edge of one. But here's the truth that shakes the heavens. Your obedience will release blessings generations after you. When you align with God, you break curses you didn't even know existed. You create pathways for those coming after you to walk in light instead of shadow. That's why this moment matters. This is not emotion. This is eternal purpose unfolding before your eyes. So listen, be still in your spirit and acknowledge His voice. Feel that stirring, that's the confirmation. The Lord is here, inviting you to rise, to remember who you are. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. You are anointed for such a time as this. When this message ends, don't let it fade into memory. Act, press like, share this word, and subscribe not for vanity, but as a prophetic declaration that you have heard heaven's call. Let the algorithm become the altar where obedience is offered. And when your heart agrees with this word, when you sense heaven's fire moving through your chest, comment the number 7 below. That number marks divine completion and covenant alignment. It's heaven's signature that the message has found its rightful heir. Do not delay. Chosen one. This is not a random word. This is a rescue. God needs your attention now. You feel it even when you don't speak of it, the invisible weight pressing upon your soul. The kind that doesn't show in your face but lingers in your spirit, whispering that you were made for more than this ordinary existence. You carry a burden that others can't see, a quiet awareness that something about you is different. You are not like them. You never were. From your earliest moments, there has been something about your presence that unsettled the atmosphere. You've been misunderstood by many because they cannot discern what heaven has hidden within you. You are not heavy because you are broken. You are heavy because you are pregnant with purpose. The ache you feel is not weakness, it is the tension of divine assignment waiting to be born. Chosen one. Heaven placed something sacred within you that the world cannot name. That's why you feel isolated, even when surrounded by people. You've tried to explain your longing, your restlessness, but words fall short. The truth is that you carry eternity in your bones. You sense things before they happen. You discern atmospheres others are blind to. You weep over pain that isn't even yours because your heart beats in rhythm with heaven's own. You've looked around and wondered why others seem content living small, chasing comfort, while you can't rest in mediocrity. That's because your spirit refuses to shrink into normality. The mark of the chosen is restlessness until purpose is fulfilled. God designed it that way so you would never be satisfied with less than what He spoke over your life. The Spirit has seen your weariness. You've asked, why does it always feel so heavy to be chosen? And heaven answers softly, because destiny has weight. Calling carries responsibility. The crown that glimmers in eternity is forged in the fire of endurance. You were not called to easy paths. You were called to eternal impact. There are moments you question your strength, wondering if God misjudged your capacity. But He knew exactly what He placed inside of you. He never gives a divine task without divine reinforcement. That heaviness you feel is not punishment, it's proof of purpose. The deeper the calling, the heavier the cross. We are reminded through the writings of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Those words are both comfort and warning. Many hear the invitation, but only the chosen carry the burden of response. Being chosen means walking alone sometimes, carrying faith when no one else believes, standing firm when others bow to fear. You are not forsaken in your solitude, you are refined in it. Heaven sets apart before it sets ablaze. You've tried to run from the responsibility, haven't you? Tried to blend in, to pretend you didn't feel the pull of destiny but the call keeps echoing. No matter how far you go, purpose finds you. That's because divine calling doesn't expire, it waits. You can distract yourself, numb yourself, drown yourself in busyness, but the voice of destiny will still whisper your name through the noise. There is holiness in your heaviness. It's the kind of burden that builds strength. Each trial has been shaping your spirit into something unbreakable. You may not see it yet, but heaven does. Every sleepless night, every prayer whispered through tears, every act of obedience that cost you something, it's all been recorded in heaven's ledger of faithfulness. Understand this. Chosen one, your pain is prophetic. It reveals what you are being prepared to heal in others. The same weight that pressed you down will one day become the foundation of your authority. God allows you to feel the pain of others so you can speak to their wounds with power. That's why your empathy is so intense. It's not random, it's revelation. The angels assigned to you are not confused by your struggle. They are stationed around you, watching the shaping of destiny. The heaviness you feel is a mark that heaven is near. You are being expanded in spirit, stretched in faith, deepened in wisdom. What feels unbearable now will become unshakable strength later. You were not chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you were willing. Heaven saw your willingness when others only saw weakness. God isn't looking for flawless vessels. He's looking for surrendered ones. And you, chosen one, have been surrendering in silence even when you didn't realize it. Let these words rest in your heart. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. Every delay, every detour, every closed door was divine choreography aligning you with heaven's perfect rhythm. So carry this truth within you. The weight you feel is not meant to crush you, but to crown you. The very thing that seems to be breaking you is birthing you. Heaven does not make mistakes. The pain of your process is proof that purpose is alive within you. You remember the nights, don't you, chosen one? The nights that felt endless, when the silence of your room was louder than thunder, and the weight of your thoughts felt heavier than stone. You stared at the ceiling, trying to pray, but feeling as if heaven had muted itself. Those were not wasted nights. They were holy classrooms. In the stillness of those dark hours, God was shaping something within you that daylight could never reveal. Every tear that fell carried revelation. Every unanswered question was a chiseling tool in the hand of your Maker. You thought you were breaking, but you were being built. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being formed. You see, the chosen are not revealed on mountaintops. They are carved in valleys. There were moments when you begged for relief, when all you wanted was to breathe again. When you asked God, "If you love me, why does it hurt so much?" And heaven whispered back, "Because I am teaching you endurance. Because I am teaching you to walk by faith and not by sight." We are reminded through the writings of Psalm chapter 30, verse 5. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Those are not just comforting words, they are a divine timeline. The night was necessary. The tears had to fall. But morning, oh, morning is coming. And when it does, it will not look like the dawn you expected. It will arrive as clarity, peace, and restoration woven together by divine hands. There are seasons when God hides himself, not to punish you, but to prove you. The silence of God trains your spirit to hear whispers. It strips away every counterfeit voice until the only one you recognize is His. That's why, even in your exhaustion, you could still sense something sacred pressing near your heart. That was not imagination. It was intimacy. Your pain has been prophetic. It has been preparing you to comfort others with the same comfort you once begged for. The tears that blurred your vision have actually sharpened your discernment. Now, when others cry in the dark, you will understand without words. You will carry light into rooms you once wept in. That's how heaven recycles pain. It turns survivors into saviors. You may think you were left behind, but you were really being reserved. God was waiting for your spirit to mature into alignment with your assignment. You were not late. You were being seasoned. Some lessons require isolation. Some anointings only come after agony. The oil that will flow from you later was pressed out of you in those lonely nights. Chosen one, you are stepping into a new dawn. The shadows that once haunted you are bowing to light, when you will not be remembered for what broke you, but for what you built from the ashes. The world will see your scars, but heaven will see your obedience. And as this truth takes root in you, pause for a moment. Let your soul breathe. The pain has purpose. The tears were not wasted. The night is over. Morning is rising in your spirit. Now, do something prophetic. Declare your awakening in the comments below by writing the words, "I rise again." Those 3 words are not mere text. They are a decree. When you type them, you are telling heaven that you refuse to live beneath your calling any longer. You are announcing to every force that tried to break you that you still stand. You are prophesying to your future that the night is over and dawn has come. Every letter you type becomes a spark in the spiritual realm, igniting hope in someone else who thought their night would never end. When heaven reads your declaration, the atmosphere shifts. The same power that raised you from your lowest point will now lift you higher than you imagined. You will become a living testimony that even the darkest night cannot silence a chosen soul that refuses to quit. So remember this. Your tears were never weakness, they were worship. Your silence was never empty, it was saturated with divine observation. And your loneliness was never abandonment, it was the sacred ground where angels stood watch as your destiny was being rewritten. Now the night ends. The dawn is calling your name. You rise again not as the wounded one, but as the witness of God's faithfulness. You rise again, carrying light for those who still walk through shadow. You rise again, crowned with the strength you never knew you possessed. And when you look back on all that tried to destroy you, you'll see it clearly. It was all preparation for this moment. The chosen do not merely survive the night. They redefine it. Your morning is here, chosen one. And the world will soon know what heaven has known all along: you were built for the dawn. Chosen one, you have heard the whisper of heaven before. You have felt that divine nudge, the voice that speaks not to your ears but to your spirit. It comes in quiet moments, when your mind is still enough for eternity to echo inside of you. That voice has always been there, soft yet unshakable, calling you by name. You know it. The world may call it intuition, conscience, or instinct, but you recognize it for what it is: the voice of God. Sometimes it comes as conviction, other times as comfort. Sometimes it urges you to move, and sometimes it commands you to wait. But every time, it carries that unmistakable weight of peace and authority. It is the voice that created galaxies now speaking directly to your heart. There have been times when you've ignored it. You've rationalized it, silenced it, drowned it beneath the noise of fear or the opinions of others. You convinced yourself it was just a thought, just imagination. But deep down, you knew better. You knew that still, small voice wasn't from you, it was from the one who made you. As the Spirit spoke through the writings of Hebrews chapter 3, verse 15. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. These words cut through centuries and find you right here. They are not a suggestion. They are a warning wrapped in mercy. God has been patient, but heaven's patience is not infinite. Each time you ignore the whisper, your heart grows a little harder, a little more resistant to divine direction. The tragedy of many is not that they never heard God, it's that they heard Him and learned how to tune Him out. You remember the times when you followed that voice, don't you? The small obediences that made no sense in the moment but later revealed divine alignment. Maybe it told you to leave that relationship, to walk away from that opportunity, to stay when you wanted to run. You didn't always understand it, but you obeyed. And looking back, you see that every act of obedience became a step toward your destiny. But there were also moments when you resisted. You felt the pull, but fear whispered louder. You hesitated, thinking you had more time. Yet heaven moves in appointed moments, not convenient ones. When you delay obedience, you delay blessing. The cost of ignoring the voice of God isn't immediate pain, it's gradual dullness. You start missing divine moments, overlooking open doors, and confusing divine silence for divine approval. Chosen one, God is speaking again, and this time, He will not repeat Himself. His voice is sharper now because your assignment is nearer. The same Spirit that spoke to prophets, kings, and apostles now whispers inside of you. Heaven's message is clear. Listen while you still can. You see, the enemy doesn't need to destroy you to win, he just needs to distract you. If he can fill your life with enough noise, enough comfort, enough compromise, he can make you deaf to heaven's direction. That is why spiritual stillness is warfare. Every time you quiet your mind to hear God, you are defying darkness. This is not about guilt, it's about grace. The fact that you can still feel conviction means your heart is not hardened. That's the miracle of mercy, it keeps knocking even after rejection. God's voice is calling you not to shame you, but to realign you. He doesn't speak because He's angry. He speaks because He still believes in what He placed inside of you. You may think, but I've ignored Him too long. No, chosen one. If that were true, you wouldn't be reading this now. This message is your proof that heaven hasn't given up on you. You are being called back into alignment, back into conversation, back into communion. Do not be afraid of what the voice will reveal. God's correction is never to condemn, it's to cleanse. When He exposes, it's only to heal. When He convicts, it's only to restore. The same voice that warned you is the voice that will guide you. The same whisper that called you out of sin will call you into destiny. The voice you've been avoiding is the same one that will unlock your next season. It's not in the storm, not in the fire, not in the earthquake, it's in the whisper. And when you finally pause long enough to hear it, everything will change. Take this truth with you: God doesn't stop speaking, people stop listening. But the moment you turn your ear again, His presence rushes in like wind through open windows. You don't have to beg for it, you just have to be still and let His words find you. So, chosen one, soften your heart again. Let your defenses down. The voice of God is not condemning you, it's calling you home. Don't wait for thunder when the whisper is already near. Heaven is speaking right now. All that remains is your response. There is a battle surrounding your calling, chosen one. One you cannot see with your eyes, but you feel it every day in your spirit. It shows itself as fatigue that has no reason, as confusion that comes in waves, as heaviness that doesn't match your circumstance. What you feel is not coincidence, it's conflict. Darkness does not fight what does not threaten it. Since the moment you were marked, forces have gathered to silence your voice, to dim your light, to bury your purpose under layers of distraction. But what the enemy forgot is that your very existence is resistance. Every breath you take in faith is an act of defiance against hell. You were created as a weapon, and the war began the day you were born. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are weary because you have been warring, and yet, even in exhaustion, you still rise. That is what terrifies darkness. You do not quit. Every time you get up again, heaven celebrates and hell trembles. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. Those words are not just defense, they are declaration. God did not promise that weapons wouldn't form, He promised they wouldn't win. The attacks against you are confirmation, not condemnation. You are proof that divine purpose exists. Because if you were insignificant, the enemy would ignore you. The battle for your mind has been relentless. The enemy knows he can't steal your destiny, so he tries to distract you from it. He sends waves of doubt, whispers of unworthiness, storms of comparison, hoping you'll look away from the horizon and sink beneath the waves. But like Peter, you are being taught to walk on what once drowned you. The storm that once frightened you will soon carry you closer to the shore of purpose. When lightning flashes, remember this: it only illuminates what was already there. The attacks have not exposed your weakness. They've revealed your strength. Every time you thought you were alone, heaven was surrounding you. You have never fought unguarded. Angels have stood beside you, unseen yet steadfast, recording every victory that seemed invisible on earth. Think of yourself as a lamp in a vast night. The darker it gets, the more your light matters. The darkness does not disappear when you shine, it retreats. It cannot comprehend the one who carries fire. And you, chosen one, carry holy fire in your bones. That fire must be fed, just as a flame needs oxygen. Your purpose needs connection. Every act of faith, every word shared, every message spread adds fuel to the mission heaven entrusted to you. You are not just a listener, you are a torchbearer. What burns in you is meant to ignite others. That is why this moment matters, and when you support the light, you multiply it. When you share this message, you're not promoting a voice, you're extending a flame. When you subscribe, you're building an altar where more souls can encounter what you have just felt. When you choose to give, even a small seed, it becomes oil in the lamp, keeping the fire alive for others wandering in darkness. Do it not out of obligation, but out of revelation. Think of it as tending a garden. Every seed sown into good soil produces fruit that outlives the sower. Your support becomes that seed. It turns words into waves that reach hearts in places you may never see. Imagine a lighthouse standing at the edge of the stormy sea. Each time someone strengthens its light, another ship finds safety. That is what your generosity does. It strengthens the beacon so others lost in their night can find their way home. Chosen one, understand this message is not a transaction. It's transformation. Your participation is not charity, it's covenant. When you give, share, or simply engage, you're saying to heaven, keep the flame alive through me. Even the smallest act of kindness carries eternal resonance. Every time you press like, heaven marks your agreement. Every time you share, you extend the reach of grace. Every time you support with your substance, you echo the generosity of the one who gave you life. You become part of the divine cycle, blessed to bless, filled to overflow. You are not merely surviving this battle, you are sustaining others through it. Your courage becomes their example, your faith becomes their doorway. The war around you has been fierce because the victory within you will be vast. The greater the resistance, the greater the revelation to come. So, breathe. Lift your head. You are not losing, you are learning how to fight with faith instead of fear. Heaven is training your hands for battle and your heart for compassion. You will not only survive this, you will lead others through it. Every scar will shine like a story of mercy. Every tear will become a testimony. And when the dust settles, you will see clearly it was never about the fight. It was about what was being forged within you. The war was proof that you were chosen. And now, as the smoke clears, heaven whispers again, no weapon will prosper. Chosen one. Have you noticed the patterns lately? The way certain numbers, names, and moments keep reappearing like echoes in your life. The same time flashing on your phone, the same word repeating in conversation, the same feeling stirring when you least expect it. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. Heaven has been sending you signs, but you've been too surrounded by noise to interpret them. Every chosen soul experiences divine repetition. God doesn't stutter, but He emphasizes. When something keeps reappearing, it's not because you missed it, it's because you're meant to notice it. The universe bends around divine timing, and when heaven wants your attention, creation itself begins to speak. You've asked for confirmation, and heaven has been answering not with thunder, but with patterns. The closed doors you cried over, the sudden peace that fell on you for no reason. The people who entered and exited your life exactly when they did, each was a message in disguise. Divine alignment rarely announces itself with volume, it moves in rhythm. According to what is revealed in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. But the question is, will you respond? Signs without obedience become noise. Heaven will not keep confirming forever if you refuse to act. You've reached a season where patterns are no longer puzzles, they're instructions. That recurring thought you keep brushing off, it's your next step disguised as an idea. That strange peace when you think about a certain decision, it's heaven's silent yes. And that unease that won't leave when you go against your inner knowing, it's heaven's no. You've prayed for God to speak, but He already is just not in the language of the world. He speaks through timing, through repetition, through restlessness and relief. When you start to see your days as a dialogue with heaven, nothing will feel accidental again. Take a moment to reflect on your recent days. What has been recurring? What has been quietly insisting on your attention? The same dream, the same word in prayer, the same thought that feels heavier than others. These are your clues. Heaven has been surrounding you with divine breadcrumbs, waiting for you to stop wandering and start walking with intention. Even the numbers that catch your eye are not meaningless. They are heaven's numeric language, a way of saying, I am here. Keep going. The repetition you see is not superstition, it's synchronization. Heaven is aligning your spirit with its rhythm. Every number carries a vibration. Every moment carries meaning. And right now, all creation is whispering the same truth. You are on the edge of revelation. And when revelation calls, response must follow. Don't wait for everything to make sense before you move. Faith rarely provides clarity before obedience, it provides confirmation after it. The pattern will make sense once you step into the purpose it's pointing toward. The reason the signs are increasing is because your window of opportunity is opening. Heaven has marked this season as the beginning of manifestation. What has been whispered in secret will now begin to echo in the open. The question is not whether God is speaking, it's whether you are listening. So right now, chosen one, if this resonates deep within you, if something inside you feels seen, pause and do something symbolic. Write the number 444 in the comments below. That number represents divine stability, angelic protection, and heavenly order. When you type 44444, you're not performing a ritual, you're responding to a rhythm. You're saying to heaven, I recognize your signs, and I choose alignment. You're marking this moment in eternity as the day you stopped doubting and started discerning. Don't overthink it, let your spirit speak. That number becomes a key, a visible act of acknowledgement that what you once called coincidence, you now call confirmation. When you declare 444, you're telling God, I'm paying attention now. And heaven always rewards awareness. After you do, look around your life again. Watch as new signs begin to emerge. Watch as peace starts accompanying your decisions, as paths you feared suddenly make sense. The more you respond, the clearer the guidance become. The signs are not to confuse you, they are to call you home. You are entering a season where everything familiar will start to shimmer with divine meaning. The numbers, the timing, the people, all of it is part of heaven's handwriting across your days. So stay sensitive, chosen one. Keep your eyes open, your heart soft, and your spirit listening. What looks ordinary to others is prophetic to you. And remember, heaven never repeats itself without reason. Every sign you've seen has led to this, your awakening. There is a sacred danger in hesitation. Chosen one. A quiet rebellion that often disguises itself as caution, as if waiting for the perfect moment will somehow honor God more than obedience ever could. But heaven does not move through perfection, it moves through surrender. And what delays many chosen ones is not disbelief, but delay dressed in logic. You've told yourself that you're just being wise, that you need to pray a little longer, think a little deeper, prepare a little more. But deep down, you know it's not preparation anymore, it's procrastination. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, something inside you grows a little colder, a little quieter. That's how sacred disobedience begins, not with open rebellion, but with silent postponement. You've been feeling the weight of that hesitation, haven't you? The unease that follows you even when nothing seems wrong. It's not anxiety, it's conviction. The Spirit of God has been nudging you, whispering through your circumstances, pressing through your conscience, saying, now is the time, but still you stall, still you wait. Still you hope that God will change the timing so it fits your comfort. As spoken through the ancient prophet in the writings of 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. Understand this truth. Chosen one hesitation hardens the heart. The more you ignore the prompting, the easier it becomes to silence it. What began as a holy whisper eventually fades into background noise, and before long, you can no longer tell if it's God speaking or just your own thoughts echoing back. That's why heaven interrupts your peace to awaken your responsiveness. There is a reason your life feels like it's circling the same mountains, replaying the same seasons. It's not that you're cursed, it's that you're stuck between calling and comfort. You want divine results without divine risk. But faith does not function in safety. It thrives in surrender. Remember, God never called anyone from the comfort of certainty. Abraham left his homeland without a map. Moses returned to Egypt with only a staff. Peter stepped out of the boat while the water was still storming. They moved before they fully understood, because trust is not built through answers but through action. You too are being asked to step out, to do the thing that frightens you, to speak what God placed on your tongue, to begin what heaven already confirmed in your heart. You've waited long enough. The window of obedience is open now, and heaven is leaning in to see what you will do with it. The greatest tragedy is not missing opportunities, it's learning to live comfortably without them. When you choose delay over obedience, you train your spirit to accept less than what was written for you. Heaven cannot pour into a vessel that refuses to move. Chosen one, the cost of hesitation is heavy. You lose momentum. You lose sensitivity. You lose miracles that were waiting on your motion. Every command of God carries within it the power for fulfillment, but that power activates only when you act. You don't need to see the whole path, you just need to take the first step. Think about this: if Noah had waited for confirmation from others, the rain would have drowned him. If Esther had waited for safety, her people would have perished. If Mary had waited for logic, salvation would have delayed. Heaven's timeline never bends to human fear. Your hesitation is not humility, it's hidden pride. It assumes you know better than the one who called you. You tell yourself, maybe later, when I'm ready. But readiness is a myth. The moment God speaks is the moment you are qualified. He equips as you move, not before. You've been asking for signs, but God is asking for movement. The longer you wait, the heavier it becomes to move at all. That's why the Spirit keeps pressing, keeps stirring, keeps unsettling your comfort. Heaven cannot afford to let you stagnate. You are too vital to the divine plan to sit in silence any longer. Do you know what happens when you finally act? Fear loses its voice. Doubt loses its throne. Heaven rushes to support your obedience like wind fills a sail. Miracles that were frozen by your hesitation begin to thaw. Doors that seemed locked suddenly open with ease. Not because they changed, but because you did. So let go of the fear of failure. Heaven never required perfection, only participation. Even if you stumble, grace will catch you. Even if you falter, mercy will restore you. The only failure is not trying when God has spoken. Listen, the clock of destiny is ticking. The longer you linger, the louder it grows. This is your wake-up call to act, to move, to trust. You are not waiting on God. Heaven is waiting on you. Let this truth settle deep in your bones. Delayed obedience always costs more than immediate surrender. The price of waiting is far higher than the cost of walking in faith. There is a point, chosen one, when mercy begins to step back, not because it has run out, but because it refuses to be mocked. God's mercy is vast, deeper than oceans, wider than eternity itself. Yet there comes a time when it pauses and waits for you to respond. You have felt it, the tightening in your spirit, the quiet heaviness that falls after repeated disobedience. It is not abandonment, it is heaven saying, I have done my part. Now it is your move. For too long, you have mistaken God's patience for His permission. You've assumed that because judgment did not come immediately, you were safe. But heaven does not always strike, it withdraws. And when it withdraws, life becomes hollow, prayer becomes echo, and the heart begins to cool. That cooling, that dulling of conviction is more dangerous than any visible punishment. You felt the warmth of conviction before that burning awareness that certain things, certain people, certain patterns no longer fit you. Yet you stayed. You kept walking toward what you knew was wrong, hoping grace would cover what obedience refused to fix. But grace is not a license, it is a lifeline. It saves, but it also expects transformation. As written in the sacred text of Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, "My spirit shall not always strive with man." That verse is not a threat, it is a warning bathed in love. God is saying, I will not keep pulling forever. I will not keep wrestling with a will that resists mine. Every tug of conviction is heaven reaching to rescue, and every time you ignore it, that pull grows lighter. Eventually, if you resist long enough, silence replaces stirring. That silence is not peace, it's distance. There was a time when you felt His presence so easily, when a whisper of His name could move you to tears. Do you remember the simplicity of your love, the hunger in your worship, the awe you carried into every prayer? You didn't need signs or wonders, His nearness was enough. But somewhere along the way, the sacred became routine, and routine became distance. You tell yourself that life simply got busy, that you're still faithful in your heart. But the truth is, your flame is dimmed because you've let the world's winds cool your fire. The spirit that once filled your room has been waiting, watching, longing for your return. Heaven never closed its door. It's your attention that drifted away. When mercy steps back, it doesn't slam the gate, it leaves it open, but without the pull that used to guide you. The road becomes harder, the voice fainter. You can still return, but the journey feels heavier because you ignored the easy path when it was offered. That heaviness you feel now is not punishment. It's distance compounded by delay. Yet even here, even now, mercy has not fully departed. It waits at the edges of your awareness, hoping for one whisper of repentance, one honest cry of surrender. You are not too far gone. You are one yes away from restoration. Heaven is not angry, it is grieved, like a parent watching a child walk toward danger. God waits, hand outstretched, heart breaking at every step of resistance. If only you could see what heaven sees, the unseen dangers ahead, the traps laid for you by the enemy, the opportunities slipping through your fingers because of your hesitation. If only you knew how many prayers were prayed over your life, how many angels were dispatched to protect you from yourself. Mercy has fought for you far longer than you deserve. But even mercy must one day give space for choice. This is that space, chosen one, the in-between, the holy pause before consequence. Heaven is not forcing you, it's inviting you again. To turn, to listen, to come home. And if your heart still stirs at these words, if something deep within you still aches when you hear the name of God, that is proof that mercy has not left. The moment you can still feel, still weep, still long for Him, that is grace at work. But do not test it further. The most painful thing heaven can do is to let you have your own way. There comes a time when prayers go unanswered, not because God is cruel, but because He honors your will above His own warnings. This message is not condemnation, it is rescue. The Spirit is pleading. Return before the silence becomes permanent. Conviction is a gift. The door is not yet shut, but it will not stay open forever. Chosen one, take this to heart. When mercy withdraws, grace still whispers, but even whispers can fade if ignored too long. Don't wait until you can no longer feel. Don't assume there will always be time. The breath you have now is mercy extended one more time. Listen while you still can. Respond while your heart still burns. Because once mercy steps back completely, even the echoes of heaven grow still. Chosen one, the cry of the prophet still echoes through time. Their words, written in fire and sealed with blood, were not for their generation alone, they were for you. They spoke to kings and nations, but their voices carry forward through the centuries, finding those who have ears to hear. You are one of them. You feel it, the urgency, the trembling, the call to return to what is holy. The prophets were never loved while they lived. They were ridiculed, rejected, and silenced because their words exposed what people wanted to ignore. Yet even when the world turned away, heaven spoke through them. They were heaven's messengers in flesh, delivering warnings to sleeping souls. And now that same prophetic cry has reached your life, as written in the first of letter Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 19 and 20. Do not quench the Spirit. Do not despise prophecies. Those words are not ancient relics, they are timeless instructions. The Spirit that stirred Elijah, Jeremiah, and Isaiah is the same Spirit stirring you now. When you feel that holy discomfort, that restlessness that won't let you settle, it's because the prophetic fire has been reignited in you. You are not just hearing prophecy, you are becoming its continuation. The cry of the prophets is not gentle. It shakes foundations. It demands choice. It confronts every form of complacency and forces truth into the open. When the Spirit begins to move this way, neutrality becomes impossible. You either yield or resist. You either ignite or fade. There is no middle ground for the chosen. Prophecy is not always pleasant. It rarely arrives with applause. It often isolates before it elevates. That's why many run from their calling. They fear the cost of carrying the message. But God doesn't look for comfort seekers. He looks for truth bearers. And He has found one in you. Your life itself has become a message. People notice something about you. They feel conviction in your presence, even when you don't speak. That is the evidence of anointing. The prophets of old did not need titles or temples. Their very existence unsettled the atmosphere. So does yours. You've wondered why some people distance themselves, why certain friendships dissolve without reason. It's because your light exposes what they're not ready to face. But don't dim yourself to be accepted. Prophets were never meant to blend in. They were meant to break through. The rejection you face is not failure, it's confirmation. Heaven only hides what it plans to reveal in glory. The silence you're enduring is God sharpening your voice for when it's most needed. There's a shift coming, and you can already feel it. The world grows darker, truth grows rarer, and yet, within you, there is an increasing fire that refuses to die. That's not random, it's revival being birthed. You are part of heaven's response to this generation's decay. Every moment of pain, every tear shed in confusion, has been preparation for prophetic release. But before God speaks through you, He must finish speaking to you. That's what this season has been: sacred refinement. The fire has not come to destroy, but to purify. What you lose in comfort, you gain in clarity. What you lose in company, you gain in communion. The Spirit is saying, do not quench what I've placed in you. Do not silence the fire I lit. The world needs voices that tremble for truth again, uncompromising, unapologetic, unafraid. You are that voice. So, chosen one, if you can feel that flame stirring as you read this, if something within you is roaring to life, declare your agreement. Type these words below as a sign of awakening: I hear you. Those 3 words may seem small, but they carry the power of surrender. When you write, I hear you, you're doing more than acknowledging a message, you're responding to a calling. You're telling heaven, your voice has reached me, and I will not ignore it. You are reactivating the dialogue between Creator and creation. Each time someone declares, I hear you, the spiritual realm responds. It is as if the heavens lean closer, angels take note, and chains that once muted your discernment begin to fall. These words are not a reaction, they are a restoration. They open the line that hesitation once closed. And when you speak them, you join the lineage of every chosen soul who said yes when it was easier to stay silent. You take your place among the modern prophets, not those seeking fame, but those who seek the Father's heart. You step into the current of divine will that has been flowing since the beginning of time. The cry of the prophets still lives, and now it lives through you. Let it rise in your spirit like thunder restrained too long. Let it echo through your obedience, through your words, through your life. Because the world may not yet recognize you, but heaven already calls you messenger. So listen well. Chosen one, don't quench the fire, don't despise the call. And when heaven speaks, respond quickly. Chosen one, you may not realize it, but there has been a war over your obedience. A war not fought with swords or fire, but with silence. distractions, and delay. The unseen realm has been bending toward your decisions. Every time you choose faith over fear, light over despair, obedience over hesitation, the entire atmosphere shifts. The unseen world responds to your yes. The battle is invisible but real. Angels have stood around you when you felt alone. Demons have whispered when you tried to sleep. Every thought that told you you're not enough was not born from within you. It was sent to stop you, Amola. Yet here you are, still standing, still listening, still seeking. That is victory already written in heaven's record, as declared in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of this world's darkness. You were never fighting people. You were wrestling shadows that feared your light. And though you felt weary, every struggle has built a new layer of spiritual muscle. Heaven has trained your hands for unseen battles, your heart for invisible wars. Imagine for a moment that your soul is a city, and within its walls lives both peace and chaos. When you pray, you fortify that city. When you worship, you raise banners upon its towers. When you give, when you help, when you share light, you extend the borders of that city so that others can dwell in its safety. This war has always been about territory, about who rules the inner city of your soul. Every kind word, every selfless act, every choice to love when you could hate is a victory for heaven. But it doesn't end with you. God never gives light for one person alone. Fire, when kept to itself, eventually burns out. But when shared, it spreads, warms, and transforms. This is why your obedience matters beyond your own life. Every time you share truth, someone else's darkness begins to tremble. Every time you sow, whether in prayer, action, or giving, you extend the reach of the kingdom. The voice you support becomes the echo that awakens others. Think of it this way: your life is like a lantern in a storm. The wind may howl, but the flame still burns because someone once protected it before you. Now the question is, will you protect it for someone after you? That's what this mission is about. This message you're hearing, this light you felt, it's not meant to stop here. It's meant to travel through you. When you choose to share, when you decide to like, to subscribe, or even to donate, you're not engaging with content, you're fueling a calling, that you're helping heaven's fire leap from one heart to another. You may not stand on platforms or speak to millions, but your small act of support becomes divine multiplication. A single ember passed from one to another can start a wildfire that darkness cannot contain. That's what your action does. It turns this moment from inspiration into ignition. Maybe think of your support like water poured onto dry ground. The seed has already been planted through these words. Your engagement becomes the rain. Every like is a drop. Every share is a stream. Every offering, however small, is a river that nourishes souls you may never meet. And long after your gesture is forgotten by men, it will be remembered by heaven. Chosen one, don't underestimate the power of simple obedience. What you give life to grows. The messages you choose to stand behind become movements. Your faith is the currency heaven uses to fund its miracles on earth. You've walked through battles that no one saw. You've survived attacks designed to silence you. And now God is asking you to use your voice not only in worship, but in witness. When you share what touched your spirit, you extend the reach of redemption. When you subscribe, you build an altar of consistency, allowing divine truth to revisit you again and again. And when you give even a small token, it becomes holy oil poured upon the flame. It tells heaven, I believe in this work, let it continue. The world invests in noise, but you, chosen one, invest in light. And light, once kindled, never truly dies. Think of what one spark can do in the darkness. Think of how one match can guide 1,000 wanderers through the night. That is what you hold in your hands right now, the chance to keep the light burning for others still searching. This isn't about wealth, it's about worth. It's about honoring what has awakened your heart by helping it awaken another. It's about turning what you received in private into something the world can see in public. So as you move forward, let your support, whether in sharing, subscribing, or giving, be your declaration: I stand for light. I will not let the flame die. Let every click, every act of generosity become a whisper that reaches heaven's ears. Because the battle is not only fought in prayer, it's fought in participation. When you add your light to this fire, heaven takes note, and the darkness loses ground. You are part of something eternal now. The war in the spirit continues, but so does your light. Something is awakening inside you. Chosen one, a quiet fire that doesn't burn for recognition but for revelation. You've started to notice how the atmosphere shifts when you speak truth, how peace follows your presence, how hearts soften when you simply show up. It isn't coincidence, it's confirmation. Your anointing is beginning to awaken. For years, you thought your strength was in your survival, but now you see it was only preparation. What you endured refined you. Every betrayal became fuel. Every heartbreak became oil. Every delay became depth. Heaven has been building you from the inside out, not for display, but for dominion. There is a holy mark upon you, something unseen but undeniably felt. The world may not have acknowledged it yet, but the spiritual realm already recognizes your name. You've been hidden for a season because exposure too early would have destroyed you. But now, heaven says, it's time. You are stepping into the phase where what was once invisible begins to manifest. The words that once only echoed in prayer will now echo in action. The light you carried quietly will begin to draw others without effort. You don't need to announce your authority, heaven has already announced it for you. As revealed in the book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free. These words describe not just the mission of Christ, but the inheritance of those who carry His Spirit. That same anointing flows through you. It is not meant to sit in silence, it is meant to speak, to heal, to liberate. And though you may doubt your worthiness, remember this: God never anoints perfection, He anoints availability. Chosen one, the awakening of your anointing is not loud. It's subtle, sacred, and steady. You may not feel fire in your hands or visions in your eyes. Sometimes it begins as clarity, a knowing that you are no longer the same. You begin to notice you can sense truth even in silence. Discern motives before they're revealed, and feel the spiritual temperature of a room when you enter. That is the mark of the anointed. You were not chosen to imitate anyone else. The anointing within you carries its own fragrance, its own expression. When oil touches a vessel, it takes the shape of that vessel but never loses its essence. In the same way, God's Spirit moves uniquely through you. Don't compare your expression to another's. Comparison dilutes calling. Anointing is not merely power, it's responsibility. To be anointed means to be entrusted with heaven's authority on earth. It means that your words weigh more, your choices ripple wider, your prayers strike deeper. You can no longer move casually through life. Everything about you carries consequence and influence. Heaven trusts you to represent the kingdom in everything you do. This is why the warfare intensified before now. The enemy fights hardest at the edge of revelation. He sensed your awakening long before you did. That's why the attacks grew personal, the losses deeper, the loneliness sharper. But what he meant to break you only baptized you in power. The oil flows most freely from what has been crushed. The anointing upon you is not for platform, it's for purpose. You will heal others not by effort, but by presence. The peace that surrounds you will speak louder than any sermon. People will come near you and feel lighter without knowing why. That's because the Spirit resting on you will begin to radiate through you. The time of hiding is ending. The season of silence is over. You are now moving from survival to service, from waiting to walking. The world doesn't need another voice, it needs an authentic vessel. That's who you are becoming. But remember, chosen one, the anointing demands stewardship. Oil attracts both reverence and resistance. You will be celebrated by some and criticized by others. Stay grounded. Do not chase validation, chase obedience. The same God who poured the oil will protect the vessel that carries it. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, moments when the old insecurities rise like ghosts, whispering that you're not ready. But look how far you've come. You no longer respond to fear as you once did. The signs are already here: boldness where there was once timidity, peace where there was once panic, wisdom where there was once confusion. You have stepped into a holy flow. Don't rush it, don't restrain it. The Spirit knows how to expand you without breaking you. Stay yielded, and you'll find yourself walking in grace so natural that even mountains move quietly out of your way. Chosen one, heaven has written your name among those who carry light. You are not ordinary. You are anointed for impact. What once hurt you now fuels you. What once silenced you now strengthens you. Let the oil flow, not through noise, but through nature, through the way you speak, love, forgive, and live. That is how anointing works, not in spectacle, but in sincerity. The air around you feels different now, doesn't it? Chosen one. The silence no longer feels empty, it feels expectant. Heaven has drawn close. You can sense it in small ways, the sudden peace that comes for no reason, the way your thoughts have shifted, the strange awareness that something inside you has awakened. That is prophetic activation. For years, your calling has been dormant, waiting beneath layers of fear, doubt, and delay. But now, heaven is stirring it into motion. The Spirit of God has not only marked you, He is now commissioning you. The time for preparation has passed. The time for participation has come. Prophetic activation is not about performance. It's about permission. God is giving you divine clearance to move in authority. What once intimidated you will now obey you. What once confused you will now make sense. The Spirit within you is stepping forward, and heaven is saying, "Speak, move, act, I am with you." You may not feel qualified. You may still wrestle with insecurity. But the prophetic realm doesn't wait for perfection. It responds to obedience. God chooses those who listen, not those who look ready. You have been listening, haven't you? That inner stirring, that conviction, that holy restlessness that is the sign that heaven has already activated you. According to the wisdom written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. This is the mystery of activation. Your mouth is the switch. When you speak under divine alignment, heaven moves. Every word you release in faith becomes a seed in the spiritual realm. Words build, destroy, heal, create, and call things that are not yet seen into being. That's why the enemy has fought to silence you. He knows your tongue carries creative power. You've been timid about using your voice, afraid of saying the wrong thing, of being misunderstood. But heaven says, speak anyway. When you speak what God gives you, you become His echo in the earth. You are not responsible for who listens. You are responsible for your obedience. Every chosen one must come to this moment, the moment when silence is no longer safety but disobedience. You've carried revelation long enough. It's time to release it. Speak what He shows you, declare what He places in your heart. Bless when you're tempted to curse. Prophesy life where others speak death. This is activation, when you stop doubting that your voice carries weight and start walking in the truth that it does. You are not an echo of the world. You are the amplifier of heaven. When you speak, darkness must adjust. Circumstances must respond, and destinies begin to realign. But be mindful, prophetic power is not about shouting. It's about sensitivity. You will learn to feel the breath of heaven and know when to release what He gives. Some words are for the public, others are for your private altar. Wisdom is the companion of the anointed. The more you yield, the more heaven trusts you with its secrets. Look at how far you've come. You once doubted whether you could hear God's voice, but now you recognize it. You used to question whether your prayers mattered, but now you've seen them shift realities. That's growth. That's activation. The Spirit within you is not dormant. He is dynamic. You'll begin to sense nudges, prompts to encourage someone, to pray over something, to speak peace into tension. Don't dismiss them as random thoughts. Those are divine impulses. Heaven is using your vessel to release power into the world. And this, chosen one, is not just about you. Every time you activate obedience, others awaken. Every time you release truth, chains break in people you may never meet. The prophetic is a ripple effect. Your words become waves that reach far beyond your sight. But heaven wants a sign that you've heard, that you're ready to speak, that you are choosing alignment over hesitation. So right now, if your spirit bears witness, take a prophetic step. Comment the number 555 below. That number represents divine change, transformation, and grace multiplied. When you write 555, you're not typing digits, you're signing your agreement with heaven's timing. You're saying, I accept the activation. I am ready to move when God says move. It's not superstition, it's symbolism. Heaven reads obedience in motion. When you declare 555, you're opening the gates of your next season. It's the acknowledgement that the waiting season has ended. The shift is now. The number becomes a banner over your obedience, a reminder that you will not let fear mute you again. After you declare it, watch closely. The atmosphere will begin to change. Conversations will confirm what you've just committed to. Doors that were once sealed will show signs of unlocking. Divine connections will appear at the exact moment you need them. Heaven honors response. Prophetic activation is never about noise. It's about movement. And you, chosen one, are about to move in dimensions you once only dreamed about. So lift your head, steady your heart, and prepare your voice. You are no longer waiting for permission. Heaven has already stamped your calling with approval. You are stepping into your prophetic identity, chosen, equipped, and awakened. There is a truth that every chosen one must eventually face. Crowns are not given. They are carried through fire. You have been called to glory. Yes, but before the glory comes the weight. Before the crown sits upon your head, it presses upon your shoulders. Every test you've endured has not been random. It has been the shaping of a ruler, the refining of gold through unrelenting flame. You've prayed for purpose, but purpose never comes wrapped in comfort. It comes disguised as challenge. God doesn't test you to expose your weakness. He tests you to reveal your strength. He is proving what He already placed inside you, the same way a blacksmith proves the metal's integrity through heat and hammer. The blows you felt were never meant to destroy you. They were designed to shape your destiny. As revealed in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. This is the cost of the crown. It is not a path paved with ease, but one marked with surrender. To be chosen is to walk with wounds others never see. It is to bleed privately so you can lead publicly. It is to cry in silence so you can comfort in strength. You have been through seasons where you wanted to quit. You looked at your reflection and saw only exhaustion, wondering if any of it mattered. But what you didn't see was heaven watching, recording, and rejoicing that you kept going. Every tear became oil. Every scar became scripture written upon your soul. You may not wear a visible crown yet, but heaven already sees it resting upon your endurance. God allows His chosen to be broken not because He delights in their pain, but because only the broken can carry the fragrance of compassion. Unbroken vessels can hold water, but cracked ones let it flow. You were broken so that others could drink from what heaven poured into you. This is why your journey has felt harder than most. It's not punishment, it's privilege. God only trusts the weight of His glory to those who can carry it without pride. And humility, chosen one, is only learned through hardship. Every time you chose forgiveness when anger was easier, patience when quitting was simpler, faith when fear was louder, you were earning jewels for your crown. The crown of a chosen one is not forged from gold but from obedience. It glows with the radiance of resilience. It shines because of every time you said, "Still, I will trust you." The world may not applaud you, but heaven stands in ovation each time you choose purpose over pain. Look closely at your scars. They are not marks of defeat. They are your credentials. They testify to the battles you've survived and the grace that kept you breathing. Every chosen soul carries invisible medals earned not in public triumphs but in quiet endurance. You are learning that to be crowned is to serve, not to rule. Not. The greatest authority comes through the greatest surrender. Kings and queens in the kingdom of heaven do not sit above others, they kneel before God. Your crown is not for control, it's for compassion. It signifies that you have been entrusted to carry His heart into broken places. And yet, the cost is continual. Every day, you must lay down what the world worships: ego, pride, comfort, control. The cross you carry is not punishment, it's partnership. You walk with Christ not as a spectator, but as a reflection of His endurance. There will be moments when it feels too heavy, when you will look up and ask, "Why me?" and heaven will answer, "Because you said yes when others said no." You were chosen not because you were the strongest, but because you were willing. God delights in using the surrendered, not the superior. Do not despise your struggle. Every burden you lift builds spiritual muscle. Every test of faith stretches your capacity for blessing. There is no crown without a cross, no elevation without endurance. The higher God calls you, the deeper He must root you. So, when the road feels narrow, remember this: you are walking a royal path. When the nights feel long, remind yourself they are shaping your morning. When your arms grow tired from carrying the weight, recall that even Christ stumbled under His cross. But He never stopped walking, and neither will you. Chosen one, the cost of the crown is not meant to crush, it is meant to crown. You are being refined, not rejected. You are being prepared, not punished. The pressure you feel now is the confirmation of coming glory. Soon, you will stand on the other side of this trial and understand why it had to happen this way. You will look back and see how every burden became a bridge, how every wound became wisdom, how every tear became testimony. And in that moment, you will know you never carried the crown alone. Heaven carried it with you, every step of the way. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when everything begins to break, not as punishment, but as preparation. You know this season well, don't you? Chosen one. The pressure that comes without warning, the plans that collapse just as you thought they were certain, the sudden storms that seem to rise out of nowhere. It is the breaking point, the holy threshold where human strength ends and divine strength begins. This is not chaos, it is construction. God is dismantling what you built in your own strength so He can rebuild it with His. You asked for His will, but His will requires your surrender. You prayed for His presence, but His presence often enters through pain. The breaking is not God's rejection, it's His reintroduction. He's showing you who He truly is, not the version you imagined when life was easy. You've been here before, those nights when it felt like heaven had turned away, when you whispered prayers into the dark and heard nothing back. You wondered if He still heard you, if you still mattered, if perhaps you had missed something along the way. But what you couldn't see was that heaven was silent, not because you were abandoned, but because you were being observed. When God tests, He often watches quietly. As recorded in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 10. For when I am weak, then I am strong. These are not just words for comfort, they are keys to endurance. Weakness does not disqualify you, it qualifies you. God never asked for your perfection, He asked for your surrender. The breaking point is the place where you stop pretending to be strong enough and start allowing His strength to hold you up. Breaking is never beautiful while it happens, and it feels like loss, like failure, like collapse. You lose things you thought you needed. People leave who you thought would stay. Doors close that once felt divinely opened. But what if every loss was a rescue? What if every ending was really an invitation for something better to begin? The breaking point is sacred ground. It strips you of illusion and leaves only what is eternal. It takes away what can be shaken so that what cannot be shaken may remain. That's why God doesn't always intervene the way you expect. He's not interested in preserving your comfort. He's committed to perfecting your character. Look back. Chosen one. Every time you thought the end had come, something stronger was born in you. Every heartbreak carved out space for deeper compassion. Every disappointment deepened your discernment. Every failure humbled your heart so that grace could fill it. You were being purified in fire, not consumed by it. Do you remember the potter and the clay? The clay cannot decide when the pressure ends. It must yield to the hands that shape it. And when the potter presses hardest, it's never to destroy, it's to refine the design. That's where you are now. God's hands are upon your life, pressing, molding, reshaping what you thought was finished. You are not being crushed, you are being crafted. Sometimes God must break what you hold to reveal what you were meant to become. The dream that didn't unfold wasn't a failure, it was a seed that had to die before it could bear fruit. The relationship that ended wasn't rejection, it was redirection. The season that closed wasn't loss, it was transition. Heaven never subtracts without preparing to multiply. Breaking has a rhythm. First comes the pressure, then the silence, then the unveiling. You're nearing the unveiling now. The ache you feel is not final, it's the stretching of something that's about to expand. When a butterfly emerges from the cocoon, it must struggle to strengthen its wings. If someone tried to help it escape the struggle, it would never fly. The same is true of you. The struggle is developing your strength. In the breaking point, your prayers change. You stop asking for escape and start asking for endurance. You stop begging for answers and start seeking alignment. The breaking point matures you. It rewrites the way you see God, not as a distant rescuer, but as a present refiner. And once you come through it, you'll notice something miraculous. The things that used to frighten you no longer have power. The situations that used to shake you now reveal your stability. You discover that brokenness didn't ruin you, it rebuilt you. You're stronger, quieter, wiser, and more dangerous to darkness than ever before. This is the secret heaven hides in the breaking. What feels like destruction is actually transformation. When the shell cracks, the light finally escapes. When the structure falls, the foundation is exposed, and that's where God builds again. Chosen one, don't curse your breaking. Bless it. It has been heaven's most faithful tool to bring you here. The same pressure that once brought you to tears is now producing oil that will anoint your future. The very pain that tried to silence you has become the sound of your awakening. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. You are not losing control. You are learning surrender. The breaking point was never your end. It was heaven's beginning. Chosen one, the time for silence has ended. Heaven is calling you to stand not timidly, not halfway, but fully upright in the authority you were born to carry. You have walked through fire, endured storms, and survived seasons that sought to bury you. But what was meant to break you has only trained you. Now, the voice of God rises in your spirit like thunder behind gentle rain. Stand. The world around you has grown louder, more divided, more distracted. But light was never meant to compete with noise. It was meant to overcome darkness. And your light, refined by trials, trimmed by faith, fueled by obedience, is needed now more than ever. The time for whispering your faith is over. Heaven is commissioning you to be a living declaration, as spoken in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you. These words are not just encouragement, they are marching orders. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move despite it. The greatest leaders heaven ever raised were once trembling souls who chose to stand when everything inside them screamed to sit down. You, chosen one, are part of that lineage now. Standing is not about defiance, it's about dependence. You stand not in arrogance, but in assurance. When you rise, heaven rises with you. When you speak truth, angels amplify your voice. The moment you decide that fear will not dictate your steps, heaven begins to move resources, people, and timing in your favor. But you are not meant to stand alone. The body of Christ was designed as a network of lights, each flame strengthening another, like stars scattered across a night sky. When we align, we illuminate the entire horizon. Every like, every share, every word you spread is not vanity, it's visibility. It's how light travels in the digital age. Think of your support not as promotion, but as participation. When you engage with what uplifts the soul, you're helping heaven's message reach hearts hidden in shadows. Somewhere out there is someone on the edge of giving up, scrolling in silence, looking for one word that will make them believe again. Your action could be the spark that saves them. This message you're hearing, it's not merely text on a screen, it's a seed of fire. When you share it, you plant light in someone else's wilderness. When you subscribe, you create a doorway where hope can revisit you regularly. And when you give even the smallest offering, you're pouring oil into this flame so it can burn brighter and longer. Imagine a candle in a vast cathedral. Alone, it flickers faintly, but when another lights their wick from its flame, the glow doubles, one by one. As each candle catches fire, the whole cathedral becomes radiant. That is what happens every time you share or support this message. Another heart ignites. Another room fills with light. Perhaps you think your part is small, but even the smallest act of faith echoes in eternity. A widow's coin, a shepherd's sling, a child's lunch. Heaven has always multiplied what seemed little. Your contribution, whether through engagement or generosity, becomes part of that divine pattern. When you give, you're not funding a message, you're feeding a movement. You're saying, I believe light should keep burning. You're building bridges between broken hearts and divine truth. You're helping the weary stand again by ensuring that words of hope continue to reach them. And as you pour out, heaven pours back in. Blessing doesn't just visit generosity, it lives there. You will find that what you give returns in peace, favor, and divine opportunity. The spiritual principle is simple: what you make possible for others, God makes possible for you. So, chosen one, don't keep this light to yourself. Let it travel, let it breathe, let it touch someone else's darkness. Take a moment to like, to share, to comment your reflection below, not out of ritual, but out of resonance. Let your words join this chorus of faith, so that the world may know that the chosen still stand. And if you feel led, sow into this flame. Every gift, no matter its size, becomes a drop of oil, ensuring that the light never fades. This is not a demand, it's an invitation to partner with purpose. You are not just a listener. You are a torchbearer. Think of the ocean, how each wave begins as a single ripple. That's how movements start, one soul responding to divine stirring. This is your ripple, your stand, your participation in heaven's unfolding story. You have weathered much to reach this moment, chosen one. Now is the time to rise, to support what supports others, to let your faith move from silence into action. Stand tall, stand radiant, stand generous. Because when one chosen one stands, others find the courage to rise too. Something is shifting. Chosen one, you can feel it even if you can't explain it. The air around you carries a quiet charge, like the stillness before dawn. Heaven has been turning the pages of your story, and the chapter that once felt endless is finally closing. The great turning has begun. This is not just a change of circumstances, it is a transformation of identity. The person you were can no longer carry where you are going. God is not just altering your situation, He is upgrading your spirit. Everything that once defined you, your fears, failures, even your victories, is being rewritten by divine authorship. You may not notice it at first. It begins subtly. You find that things which once excited you now feel empty. Conversations that once entertained you now drain you. Environments that once felt comfortable now feel confining. This is heaven's way of telling you you have outgrown this level. As spoken in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way. That word, behold, is more than instruction, it's invitation. It means look closely, pay attention. Recognize what I am doing even when you can't yet see it clearly. God rarely announces His new work with noise. He unveils it through nudges. You've been sensing those nudges for some time now. The dreams are changing. The visions are expanding. The desires of your heart are evolving. What once satisfied your soul no longer does, because heaven has shifted your appetite. You're being called into a higher dimension of destiny. The great turning is both beautiful and brutal. It pulls you out of what's familiar, demanding that you trust unseen paths. You may lose people, places, or patterns that once anchored you, and it will ache. But remember, every divine elevation requires a holy separation. You cannot take everyone or everything with you into the next level. Some things must fall away for wings to grow. You are being repositioned, not punished. God is moving you from surviving to stewarding, from waiting to walking, from hoping to harvesting. The shaking around you is not instability, it's alignment. Heaven is rearranging your environment so your spirit can flourish. Think of the turning of seasons. Winter never apologizes when it ends. It simply steps aside for spring. In the same way, your old season is bowing to the new one rising within you. The relationships that ended, the opportunities that closed, the doors that locked, all were heaven's way of saying, this soil has given you all it can. Every turning begins with loss, but ends with life. Just as a seed must split to sprout, your comfort had to crack for growth to emerge. The pain you feel right now is the sound of transformation. You're not falling apart, you're unfolding. Chosen one, do not resist this holy transition. The temptation is to cling to what was, to preserve the old out of fear of the unknown. But you cannot build a tabernacle in a place God is only passing through. What you're losing is nothing compared to what's being prepared. The familiar is fading because the future is forming. You may feel in between, no longer who you were, not yet who you will be. That's the sacred tension of transformation. It's where faith matures, where identity stabilizes, where purpose takes root. Don't rush it. God is not only changing your direction, He's changing your definition. The great turning always exposes what's real. False attachments break. Shallow intentions surface, and truth stands alone. That's why your circle has grown smaller. God is removing distractions to make room for depth. You are being surrounded not by many voices, but by meaningful ones. Heaven prefers quality over quantity. And in this quiet realignment, something astonishing happens. You begin to see with new eyes. You look back on everything that hurt and realize it was holy. You see that unanswered prayers were not rejection, but redirection. You understand that divine delays were the only way to prevent premature exposure. You begin to thank God not only for what He gave some, but also for what He took. Gratitude becomes deeper, purer, more mature. You stop asking why and start saying thank you. That's when you know the turning has completed, when peace replaces explanation. Chosen one, the landscape of your life is shifting because heaven has turned its page. What's ahead may not look like what you expected, but it will exceed what you imagined. The new is not coming, it has begun. So walk gently, but walk forward. Speak softly, but with certainty. Do not fear the unfamiliar. It is the language of destiny. You are entering a season that carries the scent of promise and the rhythm of purpose. Everything lost will find meaning, and everything delayed will find divine timing. The great turning has begun, and this time, chosen one, the wind is at your back. There are moments when heaven no longer whispers. Chosen one, when it thunders. This is one of those moments. The season of gentle persuasion has passed. And now comes the final warning wrapped in mercy, the last invitation before consequence. You can feel it in the atmosphere, a holy seriousness, a divine stillness before the next movement of God. It is not to frighten you, but to focus you. Heaven's patience is perfect, but it is not permanent. You have heard His voice again and again. You have seen signs, felt stirrings, sensed direction. You have stood at crossroads where obedience demanded everything and hesitation cost you peace. And now, The Lord speaks once more not to remind you of your past, but to reveal what's at stake if you delay any longer. As recorded in Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. Choose this day whom you will serve, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. These ancient words are not confined to history. They resound in your present moment. Every generation faces its own Joshua moment, a line drawn between what was and what will be. You stand at that line now. God's call upon your life has always carried both privilege and peril. Privilege, but because you were chosen. Peril, because chosen ones are held accountable for what they know. The knowledge of truth is both light and weight. Heaven expects movement once revelation has been received. To ignore divine instruction after hearing it is to invite spiritual blindness. You have walked through mercy's classroom for a long time. Every delay has been grace extended. Every second chance, grace multiplied. But even grace has an expiration for those who continually resist it. The danger is not that God will stop loving you, the danger is that your heart will stop listening. When conviction no longer stirs you, heaven's voice becomes only an echo fading into noise. This final warning is not to condemn, but to awaken. God is not angry. He is urgent. He sees where the current path leads, and he desires to reroute you before you collide with consequence. His commands are not restrictions, they are redirections. Each one is a boundary drawn by love to protect destiny. There is a window of obedience that opens and closes with time. The instructions he gave you months ago still stand, but the opportunity they were tied to is beginning to shift. Heaven's timelines are precise. Delay too long, and what was once easy becomes heavy. What was once clear becomes clouded. Chosen one, do not mistake divine silence for divine consent. God may stop repeating himself, but that doesn't mean he's changed his mind. When he calls, he expects response. When he warns, he expects repentance. The season of gentle nudges has become the season of clear commands. You have felt this urgency perhaps in your sleep, perhaps in the quiet moments when everything else goes still. That tightening in your chest, that sudden awareness that time feels shorter. It's not anxiety, it's prophecy. Heaven is counting your obedience, not your intentions. You are closer to breakthrough than you realize, but also closer to consequence than you think. The next step you take will determine which door opens. One path leads to glory, favor, peace, divine partnership. The other leads to struggle, a life lived beneath your potential, a fading of what was meant to shine. The power to choose lies within your will. God will not force you. He has never been a tyrant. Love doesn't coerce, it invites, but he will not wait forever either. The Spirit warns because heaven loves too much to stay silent. Mercy still stands beside you, but it no longer walks ahead. It's waiting at the threshold, asking, will you cross or will you turn away? And though this sounds heavy, there is hope burning beneath every word. The door of grace is still open. The light of forgiveness still shines. The favor meant for your name is still available. You haven't missed your destiny, you've delayed it. But heaven can redeem delay faster than time can record it, if you decide now. There will come a day when looking back will no longer be possible, when mercy becomes memory and opportunity becomes history. But that day is not today. Today, heaven still calls your name. Today, you still have the chance to say yes. The final warning is never the end, it is the beginning for those who heed it. God is not asking for perfection. He's asking for response. One step, one surrender, one whispered yes can rewrite an entire story. So stand still for a moment. Breathe in the weight of this truth. You are standing on holy ground, the line between old and new, between almost and arrival. Heaven has spoken. The question remains, will you listen this time? The journey ends here. Chosen one, or rather, it transforms. You have walked through revelation, warning, healing, and awakening. You have stood at the threshold of destiny and listened while heaven spoke your name. This isn't the closing of a message, it's the continuation of your mission. You've been reminded who you are, a light in the storm, a vessel of purpose, a voice chosen for this exact moment in time. Now let your light travel. If this message stirred something deep within you, let it echo beyond your screen. Press like not for numbers, but as a sign that you have received the word. Share it not to promote, but to plant seeds in others who need what you've just encountered. Leave a comment, let your reflection become part of this altar of faith, where words become testimonies. And subscribe, not as routine, but as covenant, so that you stay connected to the stream of divine truth flowing through every message that follows. Heaven has spoken. Now the world waits for your response. Rise, chosen one, and carry this flame forward. Let what touched your heart today awaken another tomorrow.